light into the world. We long for the day when the things of darkness, selfishness and greed, suffering, oppression and violence shall be no more.
Sometimes we are asked to do more than be passively waiting. Sometimes we are asked to take bold, risky steps into an unknown future.
When God sent an angel to Mary, she risked everything to bring about the promised future. She chose to be the bearer of God into the world, to nurture and teach, to love and protect the embodiment of salvation.
Lord, by your presence, help us to manage our fears and self-doubt. Enable us to walk boldly into your future. May the life of Mary's baby be our light.
Let us join our voices in singing verse 2 of Hope is a Star, number 7 in Voices United. Good morning. The Christmas poem I'm going to share with you this Sunday I wrote in 2005 when our boy Gren was 2. It's called Wrapping Up Christmas. Only for children does Christmas take time. For adults, the calendar seems to turn on a dime. We always complain we can't get it all done. But for wee ones, the rush is all part of the fun. Imagine for a second if the roles were reversed. If little hands prepared and adults were nursed. For sure we'd end up with nothing done right. But my, would our hearts feel stress-free and light. The gifts would be wrapped with lots of spaces to peek. And goodness knows what else might start to leak. The dinner would not include much traditional fare. Instead of fine china would be sippy cups to share. Grandmas and grandpas would be asked to say grace, but the little ones would insist on it being a race. Have you ever tried praying while stifling great giggles? I trust God still hears you through all of the wiggles. The tree would stand glorious and hopefully straight, little hands trying hard not to tempt fate. The decorations would certainly be lovely, it's true. It's just on the top half of the tree, there would be few. Building snowman would be at the top of the list, more important than stuffing turkey, they'd insist. Everyone would have to be covered in snow, and if green outside, in the kitchen, covered in dough. Yes, if children were in charge of all of the fun, we'd probably get to see much more of the sun. The details that seem so critical to adult eye might be replaced by watching snow fall from the sky. The challenge at Christmas is to examine our needs. Does our to-do list even resemble great deeds? Will anyone notice if the carpet is stained? Because when we're all together, great things are gained. So this Christmas, we're hoping you'll let go of the stress. Give your normal festive expectations a well-deserved rest. Instead, focus on letting your heart see very clearly all of the parts of your life that you truly hold dear. Merry Christmas.
The first reading today is taken from the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verses 1 to 8. Sing, O barren woman, you who never bore a child. Burst into song, shout for joy, you who were never in labor. Because more are the children of the desolate woman than of her who have no husband, says the Lord. Enlarge the place of your tent, stretch your tent curtains wide, do not hold back, lengthen your cords, strengthen your stakes. For you will spread out to the right and to the left, your descendants will dispossess nations and settle in their desolate cities. Do not be afraid. You will not suffer shame. Do not fear disgrace. You will not be humiliated. You will forget the shame of your youth and remember no no more the reproach of your widowhood. For your Maker is your husband. The Lord Almighty is his name. The Holy One of Israel is your Redeemer. He is called the God of all the earth. The Lord will call you back as if you were a wife deserted and distressed in spirit, a wife who married young, only to be rejected, says the Lord. For a brief moment I abandoned you, but with deep compassion will bring you back. In a surge of anger, I hid my face from you for a moment, but with everlasting kindness I will have compassion on you, says the Lord, your Redeemer. Our second reading is from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 1, verses 26 to 38. In the 6th month, God sent the angel Gabriel to Nazareth, a town in Galilee, to a virgin pledged to be married to a man named Joseph, a descendant of David. The virgin's name was Mary. The angel went to her and said, "Greetings, you are highly favored. The Lord is with you." Mary was greatly troubled at this and wondered what kind of greeting this might be. But the angel said to her, "Do not be afraid, Mary. You have found favor with God. You will be with child and give birth to a son, and you are to give him the name Jesus. He will be great and will be called the Son of the Most High. The Lord God will give him the throne of his father David, and he will reign over the house of Jacob forever, and of his kingdom there shall be no end." "How will this be?" Mary asked the angel, "since I am a virgin?" The angel answered, "The Holy Spirit will come upon you, and the power of the Most High will overshadow you. So the Holy One to be born will be called the Son of God. Even Elizabeth, your relative, is going to have a child in her old age, and she who is said to be barren is already in her 6th month. For nothing is impossible with God." "I am the Lord's servant," Mary answered. "May it be to me as you have said." Then the angel departed and left her. So is the reading today.
Mary, young girl, knowing the customs of that place and the time, she was probably all of 14 or 15 years old. She was of the age where it was time to get married and start a family. She had been betrothed to a man from her town, a man who was a carpenter, a builder of houses, a builder of furniture, and the things that people needed for life. She was young, not a lot of experience in the world, I'm sure. And then something happened. This greeting, this powerful greeting that has captured the imagination of people for 2,000 years. It's been written into some of the most beautiful music. I think everyone here recognizes immediately the Ave Maria, which is the words that the angel said to Mary. Now you can imagine 14 or 15-year-old girl out doing what 14 or 15-year-old girls do and having some mysterious being appear in front of her and start singing that, maybe look like Pavarotti. I don't know. But it was a powerful interaction. And it was strange. It was frightening. It was disturbing in ways that I, as a male, could never truly comprehend. But as a young woman with her whole life ahead of her, I think she probably did have a good idea of the sacrifice that she was being asked to make. The marriage had been arranged, you see. That's the way they did it in that part of the world in that time. You didn't meet a young boy and date for a while and fall in love and decide to get married and buy a house and have a family. That wasn't the way it was done. It was arranged that the parents of the young girl would look for a suitable groom in the village or the next village over if there wasn't one. And things would be worked out between the families, and there would be the dowry that would be arranged that would set the young couple up for their life going forward. The idea was that they would be in a comfortable place, as comfortable as their families could arrange, so that they would be able to begin life on a good footing. Strength, the backing of the community with what they needed. Not just to survive, but to thrive. And this angel, this Gabriel, was asking her to sacrifice all of that. It wasn't just having a baby. It was what having this baby entailed. It meant going in a different direction in life than everything that had been planned up to that point. It was a stop what you're doing. Your plan is done, and you're going to go in a different direction. Now, of course, there's all sorts of grand promises that kind of go along with this. It's kind of like an election, isn't it? Where every party comes out and promises you the moon, and Gabriel does that. Promises her the moon. That her son will be a great king. Somehow, she listened. She didn't just run away or swear at him or fight him off or anything, but she listened. And she listened, and the decision is so clear, so crystal clear, so beautiful, so simple. There's no bargaining involved. There's no demands for time to think about it. There's no hesitation, really. There is this sense of, I agree. Let it be to me, as you said. The angel brought an ancient promise. Brought an ancient promise, and we heard about one of the prophecies of old, a really long time ago, hundreds of years before this day. And the promise was that a virgin would have a child, and his child would be the promised, the long-promised Messiah, the Savior of Israel. Would be the one who would show the way forward, not just for his family, but for the entire nation. Who was Mary that she would even contemplate such a thing? We have a tendency, I think, in our our traditions to look at her as a poor village girl. And certainly there isn't anything in Luke's gospel that would really lend us to think anything else. Matthew goes really a far way down that path, explaining who Mary and then, of course, Joseph were. And one of the big things that he wants everyone to know is that Mary was descended from the house of David, as was Joseph. Both descended on both sides, but also from the other side, from the priestly side. You remember last week we heard about the angel visiting Mary's Aunt Elizabeth. And Mary's Aunt Elizabeth was part of the priestly line. And so it was in Mary that there was a blending of the royal line and the priestly line into one, as it had never been before. They'd always been separate. They'd always worked side by side. And now all of a sudden there is this determination that they should become joined together. That it was a time for God to work in a new way. What is the new way? And I think this is important for us as Christians today to understand, because a lot of the old way keeps kind of knocking at the door, wanting to come and say, this is what we want to have happen. And the old way, we heard it in Isaiah, was a way of violence. It was a way of external pressure, of power exerted upon the world from outside. And Mary is part of the new way, which is the way in which God is going to work from that point on, which is within human life. God is coming as one of us, as a baby born of Mary, a young woman, and he is going to be raised by her, like any other child would be raised. That he is going to experience the things that any other child would experience. He is going to determine things the way like any other child would determine them. He's going to learn, and grow, and gain wisdom, understanding. He is going to bring the full wisdom of God into human life. Mary wonders, how can this be? How is it possible that God can become as one of us? Gabriel says, well, first off, you know your aunt, the old lady that she is, she's probably all about 35. But in those times, that was advanced in years. She's been barren all these years, and she is already pregnant with the one who will be the forebearer. God's already done this. God, all things are possible. Mary makes the leap of faith. She moves from someone who is an observer of what God is doing. One who is a child of the promise, if you will, a member of the whole people of God, into being one who is, instead of a passive observer, or even a kind of planned out participant, in stepping out boldly into a new way of bringing God into the world. She begins the movement that is, for all intents and purposes, first Christian. She is the one who believes that this can happen. Her words to the angel, the ones that the angel is satisfied with, are these: I am the Lord's servant. Make me to me as you have said. Then the angel left her. Today we do a thing that has been tradition for decades now within the church in Canada, and it has spread from Canada through other countries across the world, the White Gift Sunday. It is a time of kind of saying we will participate in how God brings promised blessing to the world. And it is not by shows in the sky anymore. It is by the things we do, by the active participation in what God is doing in the world. God is one of us. The baby born of Mary. Thanks be to God. And now may the peace that passes all understanding be with you and keep your hearts in love. Go with God.